Have you ever looked at an old coin and wondered what stories it could tell if it could speak? Imagine holding a small piece of metal that has traveled through thousands of hands, survived decades of history, witnessed political revolutions, economic crises, and the rise of a completely new nation. Most people would see this Turkish coin and think it's just spare change. But collectors, historians, and treasure hunters see something completely different. They see a hidden story, a forgotten piece of history, and maybe even hidden value. Today, we are diving deep into the incredible story behind this Türkiye Cumhuriyeti coin, a coin connected to one of the most influential leaders in modern history, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder of modern Turkey. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will never look at old coins the same way again. At first glance, this coin looks simple: a silver outer ring, a golden center, and the face of a serious-looking man. But that man changed the destiny of an entire nation. The words written around the coin say, Türkiye Cumhuriyeti, which translates to, Republic of Turkey. And the portrait in the center belongs to Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the man who transformed the collapsing Ottoman Empire into the modern Republic of Turkey in 1923. To truly understand why this coin matters, we need to go back more than 100 years into history. Before modern Turkey existed, the land was controlled by the Ottoman Empire, one of the most powerful empires the world had ever seen. For centuries, the Ottoman Empire ruled vast territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa. It controlled important trade routes, commanded massive armies, and shaped world history. But by the early 1900s, the empire was collapsing. Wars, economic struggles, political instability, and outside pressure weakened the once great empire. Then came World War I, a conflict that pushed the Ottoman Empire to the edge of destruction. After the war, the empire was defeated. Foreign powers wanted to divide Turkish lands among themselves. The future looked hopeless. People were afraid. The nation was broken. But in the middle of that chaos, one man rose to lead the Turkish people. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk became the symbol of resistance and national pride. He organized the Turkish War of Independence and fought against foreign occupation. Against all odds, he succeeded. In 1923, he officially established the Republic of Turkey, ending centuries of Ottoman rule and beginning a completely new chapter in history. That is why his image appears on Turkish coins and banknotes. He is not just remembered as a politician. In Turkey, he is seen as the father of the nation. His reforms completely changed Turkish society. He modernized education, introduced new laws, encouraged science and technology, and transformed Turkey into a secular republic. Whether people agree with every decision he made or not, one thing is undeniable: he changed the course of history forever. Now think about this for a moment. Every time someone used this coin to buy food, pay for transportation, or make a simple purchase, they were carrying a piece of national identity in their pocket. Coins are more than money. They are symbols. They represent culture, leadership, and history. Some countries place kings on their coins. Others place monuments or national animals. Turkey chose Atatürk because his image represents the rebirth of the nation itself. But here's where things get even more interesting. Some Turkish coins like this have become collectible over time. Not every coin is valuable, of course. Millions were produced. However, certain versions can become rare because of limited mint years, minting mistakes, historical significance, or excellent condition. Coin collectors around the world search for rare variations because sometimes an ordinary-looking coin can suddenly become highly valuable. Imagine finding a coin in an old drawer, only to discover later that collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for it. It happens more often than people think. That's why experienced collectors carefully examine every detail: the year, the condition, the design, and even tiny minting errors. A small mistake during production can turn an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. This particular Turkish coin also stands out because of its bimetallic design. The silver-colored outer ring and golden center give it a modern appearance that catches attention immediately. Many countries began using bimetallic coins because they are harder to counterfeit and visually more distinctive. But beyond security, the design also makes the coin feel special. It doesn't look cheap. It looks important. And psychologically, that matters. Coins like this also remind us how connected money is to national identity. When governments design coins, They carefully choose what to display because every image sends a message. This coin tells the story of survival, independence, and transformation. It tells the story of a country that rebuilt itself after the collapse of an empire. And maybe that's why collectors love historical coins so much. Because every coin becomes a tiny time capsule. Think about how many stories this coin could tell. Maybe it was once carried by a worker traveling through Istanbul. Maybe a child once saved it in a small piggy bank. Maybe a tourist carried it home as a memory from Turkey. Maybe it sat forgotten in a box for decades before appearing again today. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's not only about money. It's about history, mystery, and human connection. Every scratch on a coin represents time passing. Every faded edge reminds us that countless people once touched it. And every rare coin carries a unique story waiting to be discovered. Today, people all around the world collect coins for different reasons. Some do it as a hobby. Some do it as an investment. Others do it because they love history. Rare coins can sometimes sell for unbelievable prices at auctions. The reason is not always the metal value. Sometimes the historical importance is worth far more than the material itself. And this Turkish coin holds historical importance because it represents one of the most dramatic transformations in modern history, the birth of modern Turkey. The fall of an empire, the rise of a republic, the vision of a leader who changed a nation forever. Now here's something fascinating. Many valuable coins are discovered completely by accident. Someone finds an old jar of coins in their house. Another person inherits a collection from a grandparent. A traveler keeps foreign coins as souvenirs. Years later, they discover that one small coin may actually be rare. That possibility creates excitement. It turns ordinary objects into hidden treasure. So if you ever come across old foreign coins, don't ignore them too quickly. Look closely, check the year, study the design, research the history behind them. Because sometimes, what looks ordinary on the surface may hold extraordinary value underneath. This Turkish coin reminds us of something bigger than money. It reminds us that history lives through objects. Long after leaders die and empires disappear, coins remain behind as silent witnesses to the past. They travel across generations carrying stories with them. And maybe that's the real reason people become fascinated with old coins. They connect us to moments we never lived through ourselves. They allow us to physically hold history in our hands. So the next time you see an old coin lying around, don't dismiss it as worthless spare change. It might be connected to a revolution, a king, a war, or the birth of a nation. It might carry the memory of millions of people who used it before you. And hidden inside that small piece of metal could be a story far greater than anyone realizes. That's the incredible power of coins. Small in size, but enormous in history. And who knows, maybe the coin sitting in your pocket right now could someday become a rare collectible that future generations will search for. If you enjoyed this story about hidden history, rare coins, and forgotten treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because in the next video, we're uncovering another mysterious coin with a shocking history behind it, and trust me, you do not want to miss it.